The Tesla of the cornfield, self-driving farm vehicles might be coming to Ohio fields soon. Ranchers across Ohio and adjoining states assembled for this present week to discuss the most recent in horticulture developments at the yearly Homestead Science Survey in London, a town in Focal, Ohio. This year, mechanization was top of psyche. Mechanical progressions are changing ranchers' instruments, including drones that shower pesticides, robots that can drain cows, and work vehicles that drive themselves. This independent hardware could help Ohio ranchers in the midst of a cultivating work deficiency. Ty Higgins, a representative for the Ohio Ranch Department, said that makes this innovation appealing to numerous makers across the state. You converse with about any rancher and they're asking for individuals to come and work, Higgins said. The compensation is great. The hours are long, yet they're occasional. No one believes should do those sorts of positions any longer. While mechanization in different fields some of the time accompanies the danger of employment cutback, numerous in the farming field consider it to be a chance for development. Scott Shearer, Seat of Food, Rural and Natural Designing at Ohio State College, said the ascent in AG Tech could mean more specific positions in the business. We will get away from a portion of the low-gifted work occupations in provincial America, and ideally these will be more lucrative positions, said Shearer, who explores AG robotization. Taking the field. Ranchers have been discussing self-driving work vehicles from as far back as 2016. Be that as it may, Shearer said much has changed since those underlying discussions. It used to be little AG new businesses that promoted this innovation. Presently, enormous organizations like John Deere, C&H Modern and AGCO have all reported independent farm trucks. In spite of the fact that it's a continuous shift, Shearer said one's building up some decent forward movement. At the point when the huge organizations reach out, you realize that the progress is continuous, it's dynamic and it's staying put, Shearer said. The majority of these items are in test mode, meaning a chosen handful makers are evaluating the gear. For ranchers that would rather not supplant their hardware totally, organizations have likewise started making add-on packs that can transform existing farm haulers into independent ones. A portion of those, similar to Sabanto's, have proactively stirred things up around town. However, Shearer said they actually need some human oversight. There are still people in the know, maybe, however they become more screens of progress of the hardware, he said. Family ranches. There's still vulnerability around how much a completely independent farm truck will cost makers once they hit the market. Be that as it may, Shearer said he anticipates the innovation will be available for little ranches as well as enormous activities. Shearer said by eliminating people from the blend, AG apparatus can get more modest. When you eliminate the rancher from the farm vehicle, you can eliminate the solace highlights intended for administrators. He said that looks good for family ranches. Since you're not really must have a great deal of sections of land to legitimize claiming a portion of this hardware, Shearer said. Around 97% of Ohio's homesteads are family ranches, Higgins said. The Ohio Secretary of State's office puts that figure nearer to 90%. Thus, making this innovation reasonable is central to its outcome in the state. In any case, Higgins said he's heard interest from a great deal of Ohioans who are interested about the hardware. This is truly conceivable. You will see a farm hauler, in a field, without a driver on it doing ordinary undertakings, he said. Foundation challenges. Despite the fact that it's feasible for work vehicles to drive themselves, they need web availability to do as such. With many pieces of rustic Ohio still without admittance to broadband, it's a significant road obstruction to the innovation being embraced. We actually have a great deal of miles to cover and a ton of country parts of Ohio to cover with rustic broadband to make this sort of innovation fruitful, Higgins said. However, Higgins is confident. He said, as interests in Ohio's broadband develop, so can the business reception of independence. He said ranchers have forever been on the front line of innovation regardless of whether they're not generally perceived for it. Individuals actually picture the pitchfork and the red animal dwelling place. Dislike that any longer. We are later on in horticulture.